Hi everyone, welcome to my channel and today's video, Pantry Meals, week number 2. For you today, I have 7 more meals that you can make from things that are in your pantry. And this week, I've decided to include 4 desserts. And those should make leftovers to get you through the week. So these are all of the things that we're going to need this week in order to make these 7 dinners and 4 desserts. Thanks for stopping by. Stay tuned. Let's get this thing started. Here are the ingredients for pantry meal number 1, Sunday supper. I'll be making a creamy chicken and stuffing casserole. You will take this can of chicken breast, drain off the liquid, and then you're going to stir in your cream of chicken soup. And then you'll sprinkle this stuffing mix on top and bake it in the oven until it's bubbling and warmed completely through. And I'll be serving this with a can of green beans and a can of carrots. There's pantry meal number 1, Sunday supper, creamy chicken and stuffing casserole. Here are the ingredients that you need for pantry meal number 2, Meatless Monday. I am going to take these black beans and drain off the liquid, drain them out onto a paper towel, and I have onions that I canned up. If you want to know how to do that, just get in touch with me, I'll let you know. I've got some garlic powder and some beef bouillon and some breadcrumbs. Oh, let me not forget about my farm fresh eggs from my girls. I gotta love them. I'm guaranteed to have eggs every day. And then on the side, I'll be draining off these sliced new potatoes and adding some seasoning to them and putting them in the air fryer. I'll splash them with a little bit of oil maybe. So there you have it. That will be Meatless Monday, black bean burgers, and air fried potatoes. Here are the ingredients that we need for pantry meal number 3, Taco Tuesday. I have a pint-sized jar here of some pork carnitas meat that I canned. And we have some refried beans and some flour tortillas. And we'll make some burritos out of that. And I happen to have cheese in the refrigerator. So those will make up some really nice pork and refried bean burritos. And then I'm going to make my Mexican rice. Tastes just like you get it from the restaurant. I'll be sure to post the recipe for you in the descriptions. And you'll just need some rice, some tomato sauce, onion powder, and garlic powder for that. And I think it also calls for a little bit of oil and water. So there you have it, pantry meal number 3 for Taco Tuesday. Some refried bean and pork carnitas and cheese burritos with Mexican rice. Here we have the ingredients for meal number 4. I'm calling it What's Up Wednesday. We're going to have some creamy chicken ramen vegetable soup with some crackers. And I'm going to open this brand new jar of apple jelly that I canned in September of 21. It was some really good stuff. That's my apple scrap jelly. It's a pretty red color. So you'll take and boil your creamy chicken ramen noodles and add the packet like it says to on the back of the package. And we're going to put that can of chicken in there. And I may or may not drain the liquid off. The liquid probably would be good for us. I might measure that out in a measuring cup and then add water to it to have the total amount of water that we need. And I'm going to drain my can of mixed vegetables and add that to it. I think that'll make a really nice soup for our What's Up Wednesday dinner. Okay, here are the ingredients for pantry meal number 5. I'm calling it Throwback Thursday. We're going to have Jell-O with pear halves in it for dessert. There's one of the desserts I told you I'd be showing you. And I've got this canned treat, which is just like Spam, and a box of au gratin potatoes, and a can of cream style corn. So that will be our Throwback Thursday meal, straight from the pantry. Next up, we have pantry meal number 6. I'm calling this Fish Fry Day. And what you'll do is you'll drain the liquid off of your can of tuna here. And we have chickens, so I will have a fresh egg. And I've got breadcrumbs in my pantry. I'm going to make up some tuna patties. And I've got some butter flavored Crisco. I forgot to put it here on the counter, but that's what we'll fry those up in. It makes them taste really yummy. And of course, any seasonings that we want to put in that night to flavor it up. I've got a box of macaroni and cheese and a can of green beans. And I'm going to make something that my mom used to make. It's called Harvard Beets. And I'll need the apple cider vinegar and some flour. And you kind of make a roux out of that to put in with the beets, and it makes them creamy and tangy. And I can't remember if they need sugar or not. I'll have to look up in her recipe box and see for certain. But they sure were good, and I haven't had them in years. So I'm going to make Harvard Beets, tuna patties, macaroni and cheese, and some green beans. And that is our Fish Friday pantry meal. Here we have meal number 7, straight from the pantry again. And I'm calling that Soup Saturday. I'm going to make some minestrone soup using these little pastas that I got here at Aldi's. I just store them in glass jars. A can of chicken broth, a big can of crushed tomatoes, a can of green beans, a can of carrots, and a can of light red kidney beans. That will make a wonderful minestrone soup for all of us. And then I'm going to take my flour and yeast and make a homemade loaf of Italian bread for the side. So there you have it. Meal number 7, Soup Saturday, minestrone soup and homemade Italian bread. Okay, and as promised, I'm going to talk to you about the 4 desserts I'll be making this week. I already showed you that I would make lime jello with pear halves. I just make the jello and I drain the pear halves off. I save the juice. We'll drink it with breakfast or something like that. It makes a really nice, cold, fast, easy dessert. I'll also be making an apple pie. I'll use my flour and my Crisco to make my crust. And I'll put this can of apple pie filling on that crust. And I like to sprinkle a little bit of brown sugar on the top of my crust with an egg glaze. It just makes it sparkly and brown. And then I also have a packet of white chip macadamia nut cookies we'll make. And I have a strawberry cake mix and a can of strawberry frosting. Now, contrary to popular belief, a lot of people think that these expire very quickly, and actually they don't. This can of frosting is good on my shelf until next year, August 14th of 2023. And the cake mix is good until April 25th of 23. So when you're buying something, just make sure that you watch those expiration dates. They can be shelf stable for you for a while. I've got a year before I have to use those, but I'm going to make that strawberry cake straight from the pantry to go with all of this. And of course, I'll use the eggs that I have from my chickens. So there are the 4 desserts that we'll have this week. Strawberry cake with frosting, white chip macadamia nut cookies, an apple pie, and lime jello with pears.